Welcome back to more Tenchu Time of the Assassins. As you can see, I decided to stop reading those mission briefs. They got a little too poetic for my taste. And the last two at least didn't say anything, so I figured, why am I going to bother? Anything to save time. Editing this playthrough has been a real pain. And I'm going to take it out on this guy! Oh yeah! As soon as you kill him, run and hide over here because a female ninja is going to notice his body and come over here. I tried this another time and pulled off something cool. So what you're about to see is my attempt at replicating that. No luck. Damn it. Where is she? There she is. I got really lucky there. My previous attempt at doing this mission, she stayed right by the body. And since I'm blind, I just hoped she was still over there, and obviously she wasn't. So it's one of those cool moments I wish was on the video, but unfortunately was not, type of situations. On a positive note, we got my favorite music in the soundtrack. Even though the soundtrack all belongs to other games. This is a piece of music that we don't hear much, so it's nice that it gets some prominence in this game. Unfortunate that the soundtrack is turned down so much in these videos. Come on, Ren. There we go. But that's my fault for not turning the music back up in the audio settings. I know I've said it before, but it's plenty loud in my headset. This is another mission where you can stealth kill the boss. I do like that about this game. I'm sure I've said that before, but I feel like I give this game enough shit that I should compliment it whenever I can. Damn it. My lack of depth perception strikes again. I like it because you're playing as a stealth assassin, so it makes sense that your target wouldn't see you coming. I won't pretend this is the quickest, easiest way through the mission, but we don't get lost or anything. I think this is the only side path that we take. And that's something else you can do when you perform that stealth kill. If you hit the attack button at the right moment, you get that little sequence. It's something they did with Tenchu in Wrath of Heaven, and then with Ren in Fatal Shadows. It's alright. Doesn't really do anything for me, but I don't mind showing it off. This part was a little problematic because not only do I have to kill this chick, I need to get the hell out of there because the boss is in this area somewhere. One time I killed that chick and the boss saw me, and I didn't want to have to deal with fighting the boss if I can stealth him. This is a stealth game after all. Not a very good one, but a stealth game nonetheless. So he's lurking around over here somewhere. And normally this is something I would fast forward, except I like this music, so I decided not to do that. It's going to be the same way for next mission. This video would actually be a lot shorter had I done that. I hope everything is going well in your world. It has been insanely cold here the last week and a half. I say insanely cold. Comparatively speaking, where I live is generally pretty warm. Now, you can buy yourself a few more seconds of that pitiful life of yours by telling me about Jezu. He's some assassin Onikage picked up. He said his name is Jezu of the Kuroya. You've got to be fucking kidding me. He's an evil... Jezu. So it's really him. How? So, Jezu is up and kicking? We will find out more about that next mission. But first, we get another item unlock and another assassin ranking. Now let's go ahead and start the next mission. I hope y'all don't mind the change in speed for that text. I decided to stop reading it because it's annoying, but I do want to leave it up in case anybody wants to read it. But I didn't want it to take up so much time in the video. I've known about watch times and everything in relation to YouTube, and while this is a hobby of mine, I found it really interesting looking at some of my videos and the average watch time for those videos, which I assume is common for every YouTuber. People tend to just watch the first couple of minutes and then stop. And so I didn't want to waste time with long drawn-out text. This is probably the most lost I get in this mission, and it's a simple room. I never said I have a good sense of direction. I never said I have good eyesight. In fact, I've said quite the contrary. And I never said I was good at games. I think given my situation, I'm pretty damn good at games, but I'm still not claiming to be good at games. Unlike Jimmy, who plays his games on the hardest difficulty with one hand. And I believe eyesight problems. And he says he's not good at games. And he completes those games, so I would say that makes him a pretty dang good gamer. All things considered. Then he also talks about how nobody watches his channel. I sometimes do. Chris does sometimes. And now I'm talking about Discord stuff, which you guys don't care about. But what I'm sure you do care about is stealth killing people. So let's go ahead and do that. Never say I don't give the people what they want. Huzzah! More death. Unfortunately, no destruction to go along with that death. But then again, this is a stealth game, so destruction would just draw attention to us. And we definitely don't want that. Am I talking bollocks at this point? Probably, but I'll be honest, I don't really know what to talk about. I've had that problem most of this LP. It sucks too because whenever I'm not making a video, quite often I'll come up with ideas of things I want to talk about, but when it comes time to record commentary for a video, I forget about most of that. Really sucks. Actually, forgetting things has become way too common of a trend for me lately. Too much alcohol, I guess. Although I've got to be hitting the 4-month mark for not drinking pretty soon, I would think. Sometime this month that'll happen. Almost ended that streak when I went out to eat with a friend of mine over the weekend. But they didn't have any beer that I wanted, and the mixed drinks were $10 a drink. I just took that as a sign that I shouldn't drink. The lunch was pretty good. I had steak and potatoes, which is always nice. I usually have steak once a week, except lately with the cost of beef and my not trusting the grocery delivery service that I use, I have not been able to get steak in quite some time, so that was a nice treat. Did not have room for dessert, though. Unfortunately, I was not able to find a game I wanted to purchase for the PS3. I had plans for it being a future LP that I wanted to record with that friend that I went out with. I think the sense of humor of that game would be right up our alley. Knowing my sense of humor given my commentary, if you're familiar with my videos, you can already imagine what type of sense of humor the game in question has. Dick and fart jokes mostly. And for once we get a kill all enemies mission with no timer, which is kind of nice. I actually don't mind these kill all enemies missions. It can get a little annoying if the enemies end up someplace very hidden, but otherwise, they're not too bad. I am really surprised we don't have a stealth required mission in this game. Out of 40 missions, you'd think we would have had at least one. I'm also very thankful we didn't get a follow somebody mission. Like that mission in Fatal Shadows I've complained about on this LP a few times. We did, however, get the drag a body mission, which sucked. Yeah, that chick is taking her sweet time. You do have to be careful because she is going to come into this doorway. You'll see that in a second. I would have thought I would have moved back a little bit, but I guess I didn't. And her lack of paying attention will be her downfall. Huzzah! Here you'll get to see a little bit of why I save state so much in this LP. You guys don't have to deal with me wandering around figuring out where to go. It makes things easier for everybody. I do believe I see ourselves a victim. Somebody dial 1-800-YO-DEAD, sucker. That's what you get for serving evil. I noticed as soon as they brought up Jesu, we've forgotten all about Ayame and whatever's going on with her. And somebody disguising herself as Ayame. I've heard some people suggest that some of these stories tie into Shadow Assassins, which is interesting. I guess we'll find that out once we get to that game. That's gonna be a while. It's not on my list for 2022. I'm just realizing where I catch up to this enemy in here. And the route I take to go through this room. I'm actually pretty lucky I didn't get spotted. Which on console would be really annoying, but on an emulator, not such a big deal. And I was informed that apparently what Ricky Maru was doing to those female ninjas in his third video was not impaling. You learn something new every day. But he still thrust his sword into those women. And I think we can all agree that we need more of that in our lives. Okay, I was trying for innuendo there. I don't think it quite worked, but that's what I was going for anyways. Just turn around. Who do you take orders from? Don't make me ask you again. Janai. Who the hell is Janai? I don't know. Jesu just ordered us to obey him. Where is Janai now? He just left. He went to meet Jesu. I've got to go later, bitches. I can't remember if Janai was in Ricky Maru's campaign at all. I don't think he was. I think he's been in every other campaign except for Ricky Maru's. So now we begin the hunt for Jesu and Janai. Completely forgetting about Ayame. That would have been awesome if I could have jumped all the way from over there and stealth killed him. I would have been very impressed with myself. And then very sad if that ended up being on a not successful attempt at this mission. If that had been the case, you still would have seen it. Here's where I get to play with the annoying camera system. Again, I still didn't know about the lock-on option, which would at least cause the camera to adjust somewhat. And there's an enemy right here, so I'm trying to adjust the camera so I can see him, but not get spotted at the same time. Oh yeah. It's also unfortunate. I know I did not get all the stealth kill animations with these characters. I really wish I was able to pull that off. But at the end of the day, I'm just hoping that I make myself look semi-competent at this game. This is one of those missions I really wasn't sure where I was going. I don't know if you have to come down here or if there's another way around. But be careful because there's a dude running around on this ledge. And he's about to be a dead dude. If my depth perception wouldn't get in my way. Fucking depth perception. For those of you who have normal depth perception, you don't understand the pain. The pain! The struggle is real. I know that's an old saying or meme or whatever it is. I don't care. It fits. But where I live, it doesn't usually get cold very often. So it getting really cold here is fairly unusual. Granted, it's the time of year where we do get some cold weather, but I'm still not a fan. When I was younger, I used to love the cold weather. But as I've gotten older, I can't deal with it anymore. Not a fan. I say that, but I deal with it a lot better than a lot of people here do. 40-degree temperatures, I'm still fine. Outside. Inside, not so much.
What?
It is strange how temperatures can be fine when you're outside, but inside, it's completely different. At least that's what I've noticed. Why am I talking about the weather? Because I've got nothing else to talk about. Isn't that really what small talk is about? You don't really have anything to say to somebody, but you feel the need to talk to them, so you end up talking about the weather. I'm not a big fan of small talk. When we were still in the office, there's this dude at work who would always ask me about the weather. It got really annoying because I didn't care. Not a bad dude or anything, but it's just, I don't want to talk about the weather. I know somebody's going to post a comment about weather now. Probably be Jimmy, I'm sure. I'll just say in advance, yeah, very funny. One of these days I'm going to pull that off, jumping from a ledge and stealth killing somebody. I've failed in every attempt in this video. I say one day I'm going to pull that off. Unless I do it next video, which I've already recorded, then I guess I won't be doing that in this LP. Be prepared because there's a boss fight coming. Are you Janai? Janai? Hardly. What are you doing here? My business is of no concern to you. Why are you here? Tell me who you are first. I am a shadow. I have no name. Do I have to force it out of you? If you take the time to read Ricky Maru's dialogue here, I really don't like it. Part of it's even laughable. Ricky Maru doesn't talk like that. He wouldn't talk shit to this chick, I don't think. Granted, he did talk shit to a chick in Tenchu 1, but she was being a little more arrogant. Any last words? Wait, are you Rin? How do you know my name? I thought so. Ayame told me about you. Ayame? So you're one of Goda's ninjas. Looks like we got off on the wrong foot. My name is Ricky Maru. I'm after a man who calls himself Onikage. I'm after a man who calls himself Jezu. Jezu of the Kuroya. I know that name. I heard Onikage told him to go to Hirai. Do you two know each other? Something like that. I don't know if he's the man you think you know. What do you mean? Living creatures still give off some kind of aura. I did not feel that coming from him. Well, that makes sense since I killed him. But how did he come back? Onikage is a ninja, unlike any other. This Jezu is probably another pawn in his game. Onikage, huh? Thank you. I'll be on my way. Are you headed for Hirai? Yeah, I might still have a chance after all. A chance? Farewell. No mention of Onikage being a necromancer. Still no mention of what's going on with Ayame. I get the feeling we're not getting any answers to that one. I said before I don't remember her showing up in Rin's campaign. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all next time when we conclude Tenchu Time of the Assassins.